So we are on the way to Meizhou in Dongguan province, which is the hometown of my wife's parents, and we spent the New Year's Day in Shenzhen, and it's the day after now, it's Sunday I think, so we're going to Meizhou and we're going to spend 2 or 3 days there. Meizhou is pretty rural China compared to Shenzhen, but we've just stopped at a motorway service station to get a snack, and we just put in the car on charge just to top it up a little bit. Obviously won't do a full charge, but we'll give it a bit of a top up, add maybe 100 kilometers to it while we are staying, while we're grabbing something to eat. I just want to give a bit of a shout out to Insta360 for supplying me with a Insta360 Ace Pro to do this video. One of the features of this camera, it's got this flip up screen, so it's ideal for vlogging. So we've got about another 100 kilometers to go, and we've stopped at another service station, but this is absolutely crazy. There are so many people here. I guess this is what a service station looks like on a Chinese New Year holiday. It's absolutely packed. So I'm getting my wife to help me order, because you need to order on an app. I can do it, but it's just she volunteered to do it, so that's what we're doing. And, but it's very, very busy in here. Just to give you an idea how busy they are, we ordered our stuff about 10 minutes ago, and our order number is 434, and they're on like 370, 380 now. So we've still got quite a long, there's like 50 orders plus orders in front of ours. So after about half an hour, we finally got our stuff. Note to self, don't visit too many service stations at Chinese New Year. So we finally arrived. A long day, a lot of traffic, a few traffic jams on the way, but yeah, we're finally here now. One thing we can do here, which we can't do in Shenzhen, is fireworks, because in the big cities nowadays in China, fireworks are not allowed, but in rural areas we can have fireworks. So we've got some fireworks here, look. So these are all, got some big chunky fireworks, look, big ones. These are like big display ones, these are. We've got some smaller rockets and stuff. And over here, this is a firecracker. This is a big firecracker, isn't it? Whoa. What you do, you roll it out, and literally everywhere you go around rural areas, you see all this red, and that's all the remains of firecrackers. Look at that. That's massive. It's huge. So we're about to set this massive firecracker off. Here we go. Who's going to light it? Because I'm going to film it. Everybody's here, look. Waiting for it to go, look. This is all it's all family. Hello. He's lighting it, look. Oh, my ears are ringing. Is that the biggest firecracker you've ever seen in all your life? My God, it's massive. That was so loud. Right, it's time to eat, so we're gonna see what we've got. 2 big tables going on here. Looks like there's a lot of food, and I guess over here is for the adults. Oh yeah, a lot of very traditional Chinese food on here, look. Whoa, don't know what that is. Oh, that looks good. So my wife's family are actually from a place in Guangdong called Meizhou, and most of the people in Meizhou don't speak Mandarin. They speak Meizhouhua, which is actually Hakka. So if you hear the language, it will be Hakka. So all around you, fireworks will be going off now. This 360 Ace Pro has a zoom feature. You can double tap and you get a zoom, and you don't lose any quality. Okay, so this is going to be a big one. So this is the biggest one. This is the big one. This is the biggest firework we've got. Whoa! So that was our fireworks, and this is the aftermath. The place is just littered with cardboard. Right, we've come here because my wife and her family want to get some breakfast, but I tend to struggle to eat Chinese food at breakfast, so I'll have some Quaker oats for my breakfast. But as you can see, this is very, very different to what city life is in China. This is a typical sort of breakfast in a rural location. There's a breakfast place here, look. Very typical. Lots of people eating their breakfast here. There's a lot of eyes on me at the moment because obviously people here are not used to seeing foreigners. It's not a destination that you'll have many foreigners. You won't get tourists here. So there's a lot of people looking at me, which is kind of funny, doing all the cooking. Yeah. The guy's doing his cooking here, look. Hello. What is it, Vicky?
米粉，汤米粉。
And how much does it cost for one?
One. 加幾多錢啊？ We don't know yet. Let me ask. It's quite tasty.
Okay, what you got to say, Sarah?
汤米粉。
Tang mi fen. Is it nice? Do you like it?
湯河粉。
I'm super surprised. We're in the middle of Meizhou. and on the route finder in our car we were looking for a charger, and we turned off the main road and we come up little side street like this, and I was saying, nah, there'll never be a charger around here. It's like, there's not going to be a charger here. They must have got that wrong. And then all of a sudden we came around the corner and we see this, and we see this charger here, and it was absolutely where it is, and it's one of the fast chargers. So yeah, very, very interesting indeed. And if you look, it's basically going to take 1 hour 24 to charge. It's charging at 144 amps, and it will take 1 hour and 20 minutes to get to full. But I was just like completely surprised. Hello. Happy New Year, 新年快乐. I was just so surprised there was a charger right here. So and there's somebody else here now, so it looks like we got here just at the right time. This is in a very rural, area of China. It's not a Shenzhen or a Guangzhou or a Beijing. This is Meizhou. It's quite a small. I wouldn't even say it's a third tier city. It's probably like it's classed as a town, or I wouldn't say a village, but it's a small town in the standards of China. But yeah, we got a charger. We're on charge. All good. We're now going to go and have a walk around while our car's charging. Great. Vicky's just explained that this sign here on the wall is basically they monitor to make sure people are not using it as a parking space like a ICE vehicle, and if they are, they will get a penalty. So that's absolutely great. Another really useful feature this Ace Pro has got is that you can actually, when you're recording, you can pause. You don't have to stop recording and make a new clip. You can actually pause a recording and continue it. So that's also something that's pretty useful. So unlike Shenzhen, which is really, really quiet at New Year, you can see here it's absolutely not quiet. And this is a market where locals will buy their food and veg and fruit for the day. But what you got to remember, in Chinese New Year, there's probably a lot more people here in Meizhou than normal, because Guangdong is full of people that originally come from Meizhou, and they will come back to their hometown of Meizhou during Chinese New Year and spend time with their family. A lot of them, although they live in the cities like Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Beijing and that, they will also have homes here in their hometown, or their parents will be here. So you generally see in these kind of places there's a lot more, the population are more older than they are in places like Shenzhen. You don't often see markets like this as much now in cities like Shenzhen and the major cities, but come out to these more rural areas and they're still the lifeblood of the areas. Yeah, no frozen chickens here, all fresh. When you buy one, they will kill it for you and you take it home, and it's super, super fresh. And this is very typical of how Chinese people live, outside of the major cities. This is normal, Chinese life in a sort of small town. People all going about their thing, all doing their business. People selling fish here. Big fish and prawns and all sorts of stuff. Oh, that's a big one, look. Hello. Looking at you. Whoa, look at that. It's a big fish, isn't it? My God. It's more than likely, well, not more than likely, for sure things will be a lot cheaper here than they are in Shenzhen. People who live in this parts of China, they won't have to, the prices will be nowhere near what they are in Shenzhen. What you also notice in these sort of more rural places are things a lot more chaotic than in a big city. People will park where they want to, people will set up their stores on the pavement. But that's part of the atmosphere of these kind of places. It's a very different atmosphere to being in a big major city. This is like real Chinese life here, and you know, from what I see, people seem pretty happy with that. You know, they're all going about their business, they're all buying their food for lunch and dinner. You know, there's a lot going on, and you know, that's just the way it is in these places. For a foreigner coming to live in a rural place like this would be an issue, because if I occasionally go to McDonald's or a coffee store, you'll often see a lot of foreigners there, and although foreigners eat a lot of Chinese food, sometimes they like a bit of Western food, and a lot of them will go to a McDonald's, a KFC or a coffee store. We've just looked on the app, the closest looking is about 20 odd kilometers away, and the closest McDonald's is 47 kilometers away, so you ain't even going to get it delivered with Wi-Fi or anything like that, because they're way too far away. So if you did come to live here as a foreigner, you're really living in rural China. This over here is Wallace, and this is like a fried chicken. They also do hamburgers now. It's kind of like a local burger store. Insta360 Ace Pro has an 8K sensor. When you zoom in, you don't lose any quality, so you can zoom in a 2x zoom, which is actually no loss in picture quality at all, which is absolutely great. It's very useful. Come across a bakery. Go and have a look what they got in the bakery. Oh, it's a new bakery. This means that it's quite a new business. So just have a look what they've got. Oh, it's a very Chinese style bread. It's kind of a sort of Chinese style croissant there. Got some bread here. Oh yeah. Oh, they look quite nice. Nah, don't need. Okay, got some different stuff here. Looks like some donuts over there. Oh yeah, the guy's cooking donuts, look. Donuts. Donut. So we've had a bit of a walk around the high street. Is this Meizhou Centre, or is it a centre of somewhere else?
This is Anliuzhen.
Anliuzhen. Right. So we've had a bit of a walk around the centre of Anliuzhen, and our car's almost finished charging. So we're going to head back to the car because we don't want to occupy the space that other people can have for too long once it's charged. So we're going to have a head back there now. And also, you see here, there's quite a lot of cars, look. I mean, let's just have a look here, right? So bearing in mind, we're not in a first tier city, but right in front of me, right? Not only do I see a Porsche, right? So we have a Porsche here. Right behind it is parked a Mercedes-Benz. This notion of Chinese people not having any money is a bit of a myth, because even you come to these sort of towns, small towns, you see cars. I walk around here, I see many houses that are quite big. I see many people driving nice cars, and I see people having a pretty good life. You know, it's so, although it's not as smart as the major cities, it's a bit more chaotic. People still have a good life here, and one of the reasons for that is the cost of living in these places is like super cheap. You know, you buy meat and vegetables and it'll be way less than you would pay in Shenzhen or Beijing or Shanghai, for example. So that's our car charged. We're up to, let's have a look, we're up to 90% in about an hour, which is great. We've got 480 kilometers of charge, and now back to my wife's parents' home.